Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Finance. Mr. Speaker, a year after we learned the LCBO was overcharging consumers, we learned that not much has happened through this minister or his ministry. According to Global News, the LCBO asked a French brandy supplier to raise the price quote by $1.79 a bottle. They asked to pay more than what was asked, despite the fact the LCBO was ordering 180 cases of the Calvados. You'd think that a monopoly buyer the size of the LCBO would use its size to lower the price, not to raise it. When will this government tell the LCBO to use the leverage to get a better deal for Ontarians and not for foreign liquor suppliers?
Minister of Finance.
Mr. Speaker, we welcome the Auditor General's review. That was one among a number of recommendations, many of which we have acted on. The member opposite will know that groups like MAD and others support a minimum pricing rule for very valid reasons, which is at the essence of how we establish liquor prices in this province, Mr. Speaker. It's complicated in that sense because those prices don't, in fact, get passed on to consumers, Mr. Speaker. In fact, Mr. Speaker, the way it is designed to work, Mr. Speaker, is to ensure that those who feel strongly in this province that there ought to be minimum pricing in order to prevent abuse of alcohol and so on. That's been the model of pricing throughout the history of the LCBO. We concur with the auditor's advice to look at this carefully because, frankly, the additional revenue that can accrue to the province.
Thank you. Supplementary.
We're not talking here about minimum price for very cheap alcohol. This was $50.75 a bottle. This, the Auditor General found that the LCBO does not negotiate discounts for high-volume purchases to reduce its costs. He found that the LCBO had no incentive to negotiate lower supplier costs. He found that it was often more interested in raising wholesale prices than in lowering them. When will this government finally start taking the side of Ontario consumers instead of lining the pockets of foreign suppliers?